Give me a second. Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 46 of the Battleship Brawl Season 5 tournament. This episode we've got the DRS Spear of an Era somewhere around here. There it is. It's one of those ships that doesn't load in while it's paused until you get close to it. By Drew, going up against the HNNMS Norge by FWS Kungen. Let's go ahead and get the camera in position, and round one underway. Not a whole lot of shots being fired so far. There we go, Kungen firing some shots. Norge got its forward cannons away. Norge taking a couple of... Oh, that's a pretty big hole. But it looks like that part of the Spirit is hollow, so it's a bit easy to make holes when it's hollow. Oh, why is this forward gun stopping firing? Did it take a hit? I didn't see. Oh, yeah, we do have some penetrations there. Man, the game is not liking these two ships. It's running kind of choppy. Uh-oh. Looks like we may have lost another gun. Oh, the forward turret of the Norge has been fixed. Let's go, or not, of the Spirit has been fixed. Let's check out the Norge. Rear turret, not currently aiming and firing, but that might just be out of its firing arc. Norge needs to turn right a little bit, bring that gun to bear. But looking just fine. Spirit's down to 95%, but it also has a lot more materials and is repairing a lot more. We all know what happens when a repair ship runs out of materials. Their HP starts to fall real quick. Generally. Oh, the stern of the Spirit getting blasted here, blown pretty well open. Propellers no longer working. Spirit is dead in the water. This front turret still not aiming. Was not able to get that repaired. At least not yet. Might still be able to do it, probably won't. Ooh, this rear turret just got hit hard too. Looks like it took some hits to the rear. I think some shells may have actually landed on the back metal plating part. Or it just hit the barbette of the turret next to it and blew in that way. That seems a bit more likely. Let's go check into the Norge. Oh, the Norge is actually fallen behind in HP. It went from leading to behind. Oh, well, it looks like it's got a disabled turret up front. This gun should be able to fire. Oh, no, it's damaged and disabled now. Looks like, yeah, some shells got in right here. Knocked out that gun. Looks like the Norge. Are both of the ships dead in the water? Yep, they're both dead in the water. Just kind of slugging at each other from across the pond. I wonder if they might end up getting mutually disqualified here, because they're both moving away as they fire their guns at one another. Oh, never mind. Spirit has repaired its engines and gotten underway again, so it will not get disqualified from its recoil pushing it out of bounds. That would have been pretty amusing to see. Oh, this turret. I watched it get blown off, and I was like, oh, that turret got blown off, and then just kind of stared at it, didn't say anything. Because that's professional casting there, folks. Just ignore the thing going on right in front of your face. Oh, that was a pretty direct strike on that turret. Oh, that turret was already disabled. It didn't matter. Or maybe it wasn't, because didn't we see a shell fire out of the smoke? I don't know. Maybe it was this turret that fired. It's hard to tell because, well, smoke was everywhere. Spirit is out of materials. Both ships are relatively equal HP. I feel like the Norge is more durable, but the Spirit has more guns available still. Maybe not. It might be about equal on that front, but it is mobile and thus can cause a few shells here and there to miss, whereas the Norge is dead in the water. And, probably not going to, you know, evade any shells. Or, you know, like these shells taking hits on the stern there, the fantail. It doesn't matter. The fantail doesn't do anything for the combat operations of that ship. It's just HP. I mean, that's important, but... the Spirit has proven that it can disable the guns on the Norge. It just has to hit them. And if it manages that and knocks out a few more guns, it can secure a win. Right now it is very, very close between the two ships. At this rate, it's even possible we could see this go the full 10 minutes. Which, I don't think that's happened yet this tournament. It might have, and I just completely forgot. Entirely possible. Yeah, see, a lot of the damage on the Spirit is just... there's a lot of open space in the Spirit, and while big holes do get blown in it and whatnot, it's filled with reinforced wood, so it floats decently well, despite being filled with water. And as long as the guns don't get hit, it can keep fighting, even as it loses more and more HP. It does not look like the Spirit is something that can actually sink. It looks like if the Spirit, like, the Spirit will always get to 55% before it sinks. Yeah, both ships pretty equal in HP. The Spirit is ahead by just over 2%, like 2.5%. It does look like it lost one gun on this turret back here, so it has 6 available guns, it looks like. Yep, 6. While the Norge, is listing and rolling and getting ready to capsize. Looks like it only has 4 left. Maybe more. No, that rear turret was disabled, and now it cannot aim. It's rolling over. That's going to be an 80% sinking here any moment. I thought this might go the full 10 minutes, but nope, that is not going to happen. I'm surprised the Norge isn't getting the 80% in sinking yet. It's getting DQ time, but the 80% sinking timer isn't. That's weird. Almost every single time I've seen the DQ timer run, it's also caused a sink. Norge is completely upside down now. Still firing. But there's no way it's ever gonna hit anything with its guns under the water. I wonder if it's gonna hit its own deck here. Now it does look like it has, well, never mind. I was gonna say it does look like it has good fail-safes, but you know, I got proven wrong. Oh! Actually, the Spirit got disqualified. It wasn't gaining DQ time because it was sinking, it was gaining DQ time because it was too far, and the Spirit was way out there. And the Spirit despawned, even though the Norge is capsized, it is still floating, still technically alive, and that makes it the victor. So yeah. Crap, I didn't set up the thing right, so there might be a little bit of flashing here, so, you know, epilepsy warning. Okay, so, totally professional casting there. I decided to go ahead and do a cut rather than subject you to the epilepsy that happens when I have things open on the other screen. So, we've got, what is it, 72.8 for the Norge. Barely surviving. It almost got DQ'd there too. I was wondering why there wasn't an 80% in sinking when it was gaining DQ time, because like every other time that has happened, you know, that's how it's gone. And then it was, well, it was because it wasn't sinking. Capsized, sure. Sinking, no. The Norse survived through it, so it gets the victory. It gets to keep those 72% HP. Like maybe it would have been better for the Spirit if it hadn't repaired its engines, because apparently it sailed out of bounds. Ooh, Norge's taking some solid hits to the side there. Looks like the armor did a fairly good job of absorbing it. Yeah, it's got a bit of a sloped and bulge armor there on the bottom that took the hits. Oh, but more hits have landed. Looks like a shell may have landed right here on the deck and exploded and sawed off some of those barrels. Oh, direct hit right in the turret ring. Yep, that turret is donezo. I don't think it'll be coming back. That was a perfect shot. Absolutely perfect. Let's go check on the Spirit, see how it's doing. Taking some hits to the bow there, but that's probably non-critical. We got one gun disabled on that turret. Two on that turret. But that's only, you know, that's not even a full turret's worth, whereas the Norge lost that one turret from that turret ring hit. Perfect shot. See this one over here, the shells hit a little bit lower and the turret survived. Alright, let's take a look at the health. Norge at 86.9, Spirit 94.9. This round is going much more in favor of the Spirit. Ooh, the Norge, now that I'm looking at it, was it a bit low in the water? Yeah, the deck is awash right now. Don't know how much more she's going to be able to take without either going down or rolling over. Because unlike the Spirit, we know it's the Norge can and will sink. But both ships still having most of their weapons and just barraging each other back and forth. Really, right now, I think the difference is the Spirit. It's the Spirit's repairs. Ooh, that looked like it was a shot straight to the barbette. Yes, it was. The barbette held though, and it only suffered some barrel shear. So the Spirit's repairs are, I think, the difference in HP right now, but it just ran out of materials. So is it going to be able to hold that lead and capitalize on it, or is the Norge going to make a comeback? That is the questions that we've got just over 7 minutes to answer. Ooh, that's a turret, or a turret. Just a single gun on the turret disabled. That one remaining gun is still functional though. And it looks like the HP gap is staying about the same for the moment. And see, the Norge is starting to list heavily. Got all this damage on one side. All that flooding and she's gone dead in the water again, though. I think that happened a while ago, and I just didn't comment on it. Like, I think she was dead in the water when I was talking about how low in the water she was. And I worked all day. Give me a break. But yeah, the HP gap is staying right about 12% right now. Spirit has got some high arcing shots going on though. Ooh, this turret got disabled. That's big. But I'm not sure if it may have been disabled before. This one's blown off completely. Well, the cap anyway. So suddenly the Spirit only has like 5 guns left. Ooh, and those hits. Hitting right where they need to get in there on that gun. So it might be easier to go in through the deck. Or like the turret ring and barbette. Oh, Norge seems to have stopped firing. I think yep, Norge has rolled too much. Guns are not getting... Well, never mind. That one has the angle it totally needs to fire, but it's kind of underwater. So its shells fell short. I wonder if this is going to be another roll over but not sink from the Norge. I mean, unless the Spirit, you know, sails out of bounds and gets itself detonated again, this is like pretty much a win for the Spirit. And there's not a whole lot the Norge can do, except, you know, blow itself up. I'm pretty sure this gun just shot right into the barbette right there. Or just the deck, maybe. Or maybe the back of that turret, I don't know. Let's see, it still looks like it has a functional barrel. Let's see where it shoots. Oh, it's not not doing it. But the Norge is completely capsized, and of course I look away, and then it fires. The moment I look away, screw you too, gun. Screw you too. Like, even if it does get the angle to fire without dunking a shell onto its own deck, it just... it's not going to work from underwater. Seems to me like the Spirit's guns might be a bit more kinetic focused than some other guns, because the shells are getting in deep, but the explosions aren't necessarily doing huge amounts of damage. Though the bow of the Norge is just about to fall off. They just land a shell like right in here. That beam right there, only thing holding it on. Wouldn't it be funny if the Norge manages to hold on and the Spirit doesn't sink it in time? Yeah, it seems like those shells are penetrating in quite far, and then when they detonate, you know, they do decent damage to their surroundings, but if they hit a bad angle or something where they don't penetrate as far and they detonate on the surface, they seem to lack a little bit of high explosive punch. See, like, I would have expected that turret to fall off there from a lot of other ships, but it held on. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. And then you see shots like that, and it doesn't look like they have any kinetic at all, because they didn't even really penetrate. They didn't really detonate in either all that well. Spirit has 1 minute to knock off 5% HP from the Norge and sink it. Or actually, it technically only has 45 seconds from now, because once, you know, the battle ends at 10 minutes. But it's not going to matter. These two shells should do it. And there we go. That is a 2 damaged Norge. It is going to despawn. That is the end of round 2. The Spirit gets 87.4 for that one. Let's go ahead and restart. Did that tip thing really just say multiplayer designer is fun with friends? Well, I mean, if it's a multiplayer thing, you would think it would be fun with friends. Otherwise, it's kind of failed at being multiplayer. Anyway, moving on to round 3. Oh! That was a direct hit to the rear of this rear turret, the back of the rear turret, and 2 of the guns disabled before the gun even started aiming. You know, that can be a huge difference, except, right, the Spirit has really good repairs, so it has actually managed to fix at least one of those barrels, and then I think another one got damaged. point is, it can repair really quickly, so when your first hit only hits the gun, and that's all there is to repair, well, that gun gets put back together pretty quick. See, the Spirit, these big air pockets, well, I think they're actually flooded. I don't know if they actually have air pumps in them or not. Are absorbing a lot of the HE that the Kungan shells are flinging. Oh, we got another disabled barrel on the rearmost turret. Oh, 2 more go down, and the cap pops. That was a heck of a hit right there. And you can see it got in right here on this belt. Got in there and wreaked all kinds of havoc. The rear 2 turrets on the Spirit are gone. Front 2 are still pretty healthy, just some barrel damage. But that's still half of the Spirit's armament eliminated. And that's unlikely to get repaired. Oh man, especially if it's going to keep launching shells at that rearmost turret. Yep, there it goes, it fell right off. Yep, you're not going to build 2 complete new turrets. That's not happening. Those are gone. So, Norge. Have I been calling it the Kungan? I think I've been calling it the Kungan a couple times. Norge is by FWS Kungan. The Norge. Yeah, start aiming up here. Take out these guns, and you can secure yourself a win. Oh, hey, look at that! You disabled the turret, and it's dead in the water. And it's wasting a whole. It looks like the Spirit is wasting a whole bunch of materials trying to rebuild something here. Maybe. Oh no, it's not really. There's nothing there. It's just its materials are plummeting, which means it's trying to rebuild something expensive. Oh man, another turret cap falls off, or is that the whole turret? Can't tell because the cap is in the way. And now there's smoke. Yep, that's the entire turret. There's only 1 more turret left on the Spirit. And that's just not going to cut it. Especially when you're not dead in the water and can't make any of the incoming shells really miss. Well, I mean, that one did all on its own. Congratulations, Gunner. You missed a non-moving target. That's at basically knife fight range for your gun type. There is still this forward main gun. It is fighting back. And if the Norge rolls over, I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to win from on your back. The Spirit down to 69% and falling fast. And it must have had, I think it might have had some repair bots destroyed because it's not repairing very. Oh, 2 more barrels knocked out. There's no way those are going to get repairs. Before it runs out of materials. But I feel like maybe the Spirit has lost some of its repair bots because it doesn't feel like it's repairing as fast as it was. Whatever the case, 66% HP. And with only 2 functioning guns left, I don't think it's going to be able to make the Norge capsize. Before it is too damaged. That detonated right on that turret there, but didn't really do anything because those guns were already disabled. Norge is listing. Oh! Those two guns! Hero guns! Taking out an entire turret with that hit. Well, there goes the heroes. With that, it's just a matter of can the Norge do 7% HP damage to the Spirit in 4.5 minutes? Probably. Probably. Though it looks like it is having some issues with Jeez, phone. Enough. Enough with the notifications. The Norge is having some problems with barrel damage. It doesn't have local weapon controllers for each individual gun, so some shells are not aiming properly, and that's really hurting its DPS. There's not really much to say. So, I mean, the Norge is kind of cutting it close. I said it could probably do it, but, I mean, I think it's on track to beat the clock, but it's cutting it awfully close. I mean, it's popped off all 4 turrets of the Spirit. It just needs to do 3% hull damage, and it will claim a full victory here. But it's only got like a minute and a half to do it. 1%. Can the Norge do it? Or did those hero guns do just enough damage to keep the spirit alive and let it score a few more points. Actually, I don't think this will help it score any. Sinking the spirit would I believe would help the Norge's score, but I don't think the spirit surviving at 55% HP is going to actually make a huge difference. And 55. Just enough. That is a 2 damage spirit. It is literally going to despawn right at the last second. Which is what happened to the Norge in the previous round. But anyway, so that's 88.2. Which, like I said, does help it score, so that's a really close score, and I mean, it was one win. Well, no, technically the Norge won in the first round, but really only just. So pretty close battle. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.